Hello, I'm the Irresolute Cartographer, and this is a quick exploration of the motives of the Appalachian Enclave President Thomas Eckhart. Through the course of the main quest of Fallout 76, we learn that Thomas Eckhart, formerly the Secretary of Agriculture, became the President of the Appalachian Enclave and used his position to push for the resumption of the war with China. In his desire to use the automated silos, he was up against the automated Defcon system. The automated Defcon system was in place to prevent errant launches, not justified by the state of the world. To fool this system into allowing the launches, Eckhart ordered the release of the Liberator robots from the Chinese intelligence base under Mama Dulce's, the reactivation of the FEV VATs in the West Tech Huntersville facility to create super mutants, and the release of the scorched beasts the Enclave had accidentally created. Before he was able to take advantage of the appropriate Defcon level his actions had created, though, he was killed in a coup. Today, the Defcon system remains at Defcon 1, allowing for the use of the missiles of the local automated silos. But why was Thomas Eckhart so driven to launch against China when by all appearances the world had been utterly destroyed? There are many possibilities, but we'll discuss two here today. First, the most obvious reason? He's an ardent anti-communist that wants to be sure that communism is really and truly dead when humanity finally rises from the ashes again. It would be a foolish notion to attempt to do this with nukes though, as it assumes that communism is a uniquely Chinese institution that wouldn't spring up elsewhere in the world if you destroyed China. The other option, simultaneously more interesting and far weirder, is that he's attempting to escape the simulation. Here's where we get to the source of the name of this video. Thomas Eckhart may have believed that he was living in a simulation. The source of this idea lies within the digital archives that can be found in the military wing of the Congressional Bunker at the White Spring. This message, seemingly from another Enclave member, tells then Secretary Eckhart that he believes that they are living in a virtual strategic solution simulation. Players of Fallout 3's Operation Anchorage DLC might remember that VSS were the creators of the simulation that you fought through. That simulation felt almost exactly like playing Fallout 3, so one can assume that those really in the simulation would feel that it was very real. Those at the top of the military-industrial complex likely had experience with VSS's systems, so it's not unreasonable that this message might have resonated with Secretary Eckhart. This message to the Secretary included the idea that there was a link point in the simulation that kept them tethered there. This link site was located in a small town in China. In another message, a response from Number 1, Secretary Eckhart was told that his proposal for a preemptive strike had been dismissed, and to continue his work on the department's research. I think the Number 1 here is the President, as he's another Enclave member who would logically lie at the head of the Enclave. That being said, I think it's entirely possible that Secretary Eckhart put his research labs in the Congressional Bunker as a backup to a preemptive strike. The preemptive strike could just be seen as hawkishness on the Secretary Eckhart's part, but if he truly believed that there was a link point in China holding them as slaves in the simulation, he may have intended this preemptive strike to free the Enclave from the simulation. With his plan shot down, the Congressional Bunker would be the next best thing, given its proximity to the automated nuclear missile silos in Appalachia. Once the war touched off, if he were in the right place at the right time, he'd be able to carry out his mission and free them from the simulation. If he truly believed that they were trapped in a simulation, he could easily dismiss the negative consequences of his actions. Not that the Enclave traditionally has had qualms about acting like monsters, but if you thought potentially everybody around you was just an NPC, why not do anything that you could to free yourself, supposing you could? Why worry about the long-term effects of releasing the scorched beasts if you free yourself from the simulation shortly after doing so? In closing, I'll just say that I think we can conclusively say that Eckhart was not living in a simulation. I say this because of the existence of the Appalachian Brotherhood of Steel. Why does this group make it clear that this is not a simulation? Because they're part of a group that we know exists in all other Fallout games. Unless we assume that every Fallout game has been a simulated experience with a common knowledge base, the existence of Captain Roger Maxson leading the Brotherhood of Steel, which we know from other sources to be accurate, effectively blows up the simulation theory that Eckhart could have held. Alright, I think that should do it for this bit of lore. If you want notifications when I launch these lore videos, you can follow me at Gaming with Maps on Twitter. If you appreciate what I do here and desire to assist me financially, you can sign up to be a patron on Patreon. There are links for both my Twitter and Patreon on the About page for this channel, and in the description of this video. This has been the Irresolute Cartographer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.